Here's a cool one, Will. This one, it's just a simple, but such a cool idea that makes a lot of sense. I have one of these covers on my truck. It's called a tonneau cover. And a lot of people use them to protect the contents of the bed of the pickup truck. If you store things in there, you make it, in some cases, watertight, so you're not getting moisture in there. A lot of people, they keep tools in the back. They want a lockable cover. This company, WorkSport, they created a cover that harvests solar energy. So it's got its own solar panels embedded into the cover. Now, a lot of covers already work in the fashion that they're outlining here, where it folds on top of itself in order to allow you to use the bed of the truck without the cover just by folding it up. But we're on the cusp right now in a big way of the electric pickup coming on the scene. The event, actually, the time we're filming is Tesla's event for their Cybertruck is tonight.
Yes.
You have Rivian talking about their trucks that are coming up. So the electrification of the pickup truck is happening rapidly. And all of a sudden, you're starting to see the accessory market potentially also jump on board, jump onto the hype train. Because if you had one of these tonneau covers with the solar panels, you could actually feed that power into the battery, into the electrical system of the vehicle, and increase your range or pick up an emergency charge or a little extra juice. Now, when they describe the device here, they say they mostly imagine it'll be used to charge tools and things like that in the back, because it'll also have its own storage battery, but it could be wired up to send electricity into the vehicle's battery as well. There's a few concerns that people have about heat, because as you know, Will, solar panels get hot, particularly if you're using them in certain climates. You might have this contraption over here in Arizona or something, and it's just getting slammed by the sun intentionally. What if you touch it? What if you lift it up? How do you deal with all that? Because, with the cover, the ones that exist now, you're touching them all the time. They get hot, but not that kind of hot. And then on top of that, what about the battery inside of there? How do you protect that and all the various aspects? So there's a lot of questions that come up. Some more specifics here. The cover will be connected to a 2 kilowatt battery bank placed in the bed. And then the bank has a 1 kilowatt breakaway unit. There's going to be a couple of different configurations available. There's going to be a 4,000 watt inverter. Its purpose is to allow an off-grid powering of 110 volt AC tools when you need it. So this could be a common application for a work truck. You can imagine you don't want to empty out your battery if you're charging up a bunch of devices in the bed of the pickup. You might have the power tools, the drills, and things like this. Yeah. You could just people put a saw in the back of the truck as well. They're cutting wood and trim and things like this. You could come off of this battery instead of the vehicle battery, which could be, especially if people move towards electric pickup trucks, that could be important to have that battery backup as well, as opposed to sucking from the actual. So they're calling it potentially an electric jerry can. You know what a jerry can is, Will?
What is a jerry can? It sounds really familiar.
A jerry can, don't ask me why it's called a jerry can. A jerry can is the way that you transport fuel. It's a portable container for the transportation of fuel. A lot of people would keep something like this in the bed of a pickup truck. In an emergency situation, you have gas. So they're saying, what is the electric equivalent of that for an electric vehicle? Maybe it's this thing with its own onboard battery. You get it wired up to the car. Now, in an emergency situation, you pull off that one, you can go a little distance to get to the next charger. So it's very cool. It's a simple thing, but you sit there. Sometimes the best innovations are simple ones. Like, why is nobody doing that yet? So this is one of those moments. You have a giant space at the bed of the pickup truck. The pickup truck's always outdoors anyway. It's just like, it's a free opportunity right there.
Yeah.
But again, assuming you can overcome the things that I mentioned.
Yes.
with heats and all the rest of it. So your futuristic pickup truck, then again, who knows what Elon puts out later this evening? He could put out some crazy thing that doesn't even have a typical bed dimension. And now you're wondering, or maybe it already has something like that built in. Who knows? You know, Elon's always, who knows? Because he's got the Cybertruck coming tonight, or at the point at which you're watching this, the Cybertruck, you know about it. You just saw it. In which case, you can talk in the comments about whether or not you can integrate a cover like this one.